It won't be until they can't hide those weaknesses against a certain team in the playoffs that exploits them. But, or you could be that guy who says the season is over after the first game. I forget the fact that they play 81 of them before. Hey, Keith tried to tell me Cavs won't even be one of the top seeds in the top 4, top 5. Hey, listen, pure talent alone, Cavs will be one of the top 2 or 3 seeds in the East. As I said, they'll figure out how to beat enough of the bad teams and how to survive against enough of the good teams. In the NBA, the jungle is not until you get to the playoffs. But we're going to talk about that. We'll pick up all of that. I'm going to go to the phones. I'll let you guys go because in just a minute, JK is going to join us. So I've got maybe 2 or 3 minutes here on the phone lines. Caller, kick me off. How you doing?
J-Rock Daddy!
Hey, LG, baby. What's happening, my man?
I tell you what, J-Rock Daddy, I can't believe some of the naysayers are already jumping down the Cavaliers' throat. Come on, man. This was the biggest production the city of Cleveland has ever seen inside the queue. And I'm going to tell you something right now. It was totally evident, no matter how many finals he played in, no matter how many championship rings he has in his trophy case at home, he was a nervous wreck. They just, how could any game live up to the hype of I can't even talk. LeBron James heading back into the queue last night, man. I mean, come on. It was evident by the way the guy was shooting. He didn't have it last night. Too much was made out of making commercials. Too much was put in the production. And not enough emphasis was put on this Cleveland Cavaliers game. But let's be serious, J-Rock Daddy.
Yeah.
There's 81 more games coming. There's a lot of time. And I got to tell you who impressed me the most. I tell you who I saw was calm, cool, and collected right from the get-go of this was Kevin Love, man. I like what I saw with this guy. He showed a certain finesse in shooting the basketball.
He eats some boards.
He showed he could be at the right spot at the right time. And I got to tell you, I'm excited about this Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team. There's still plenty of time for these guys to figure out what the other guy is supposed to be doing, when he's supposed to be doing it.
Absolutely.
There's a certain thing called chemistry, and when this LeBron's chemistry starts blending in with the talent that this Cavaliers team has, I think good things are going to happen. Are they going to bring the championship to Cleveland? I don't know. Sooner or later it could happen, but, 81 more basketball games to go, and I got to tell you, J-Rock, you got to watch for injuries and everything else. Anything can turn a season in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
Look at Oklahoma City. They just lost Westbrook perhaps for a couple of months here for at least 3 or 4 weeks, and if it's surgery, it may be double that. And that goes on top of losing the MVP in Kevin Durant. So they're double whammy. I'm just saying, right? Imagine that. So there's a lot. But here's my thing. I'm with you as far as you could see the zero chemistry out there at certain points of the game between certain players, which will come, and you will see as they figure those things out.
Practice all you want. You know as well as I do. There's nothing like playing the real dick, man. That's what gels. That's what makes people tight. That's what makes the chemistry flow the way it's supposed to be. I know we got a short phone call here today, J-Rock, so let me jump into something else that I've been noticing coming up this weekend.
Okay.
If you don't mind, man. I want to talk about
real quick, let me just say.
Taking on the,
I was just going to finish that about the Cavs, but go ahead. I'll jump in after you're done. Go ahead.
Finish it up. No,
I was just saying. I'm with you. I think there's a lot of time for them to gel together, but I thought we saw flashes. Like, let me just tell this. Nobody decided to play defense last night, and the couple of times that they did for 30 seconds decide to play defense as a team, they swarmed the ball, they trapped the ball carrier, they forced turnovers, and then they'd go right back to standing around on defense. When they learn to let their defense be aggressive and then trigger the fast break and trigger their offense, they're gonna be much more dangerous. Not just in general. You could see the flashes. You could see that early run when they decide that we're just going to feed the hot hand. If it's Kevin Love tonight, then we're going to run our offense through him. If it's LeBron, if it's Kyrie, that's the way we're going to go, because they were going one direction yesterday and then they got away from it. And I really believed that a lot of guys were just passing for the sake of passing because it was LeBron's night. It was LeBron's homecoming. And I thought that when you take that out, best thing that can happen for this team is to now go on the road for a couple of games games here because you get away from all the gaga and all of this that just happened, and now you can just go figure out how to play basketball together and get some chemistry. So that's what I saw. I saw flashes that said, man, when this team figures it out, watch out. And that part, I will definitely stand
you know what,
behind.
J-Rock Daddy? We got a new coach coming into this season. Obviously,
Exactly.
this is his first experience in NBA basketball. Let's not forget that. He's been a European team coach.
Yes.
He coached the Israeli team. They were a pretty good basketball team. And I want to tell you something,
last
J-Rock.
night.
You want to talk about defense? Huh? What?
He broke his foot last night because of the before the game. Did you see that with on the raised floor? Yeah, he's coaching with a broken bone in his foot. He took one for the team yesterday, man.
Well, you know what? Like I said, let's talk about defense for about 20 seconds. Tristan Thompson played 20 minutes of the basketball game. They didn't get much help off the bench. Miller didn't do nothing in the 3 minutes. I mean, this coach has to figure out what roles. 3 minutes he puts Mike Miller in. That guy's a sacrificial lamb out there. He was before. You put that guy in, you tell him, get me that basketball. I mean, 0 points from Sean Marion and Mike Miller. Now, Marion only played 10 minutes. Miller played 3 minutes. But, I mean, this guy's Blatt's got to figure out where to put these guys, when to put them, and how to use them. And I tell you right now, I think we're going to see a turnaround tonight in Chicago. LeBron James, you know, we saw how many times we see it. You never hardly ever see LeBron have 2 bad back-to-back games. Now, I know on a normal NBA player's level, 17 points isn't too shabby. But on a LeBron James level, 17 points actually sucks. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you what. Like I said, I think that there's a lot.
Let's
of
move
work
on. I
to
got to cover this next topic.
Go ahead, LG.
Before you have to. Hey, the Cleveland Browns against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. This is the week that Mike Patton and Jim O'Neill better have their defense flowing, baby. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. This Mike Glennon, the quarterback down there, he's already been sacked 14 times. That tells you this offensive line for the frickin' Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually sucks, J-Rock Daddy. You put the pressure on this guy. He's got 4 interceptions to 8 touchdowns. He's been sacked 14 times. Now, you know, let's say you knock Glennon out of the game. The other guy's no serious threat either. That guy had 4 interceptions in 2 games down there in Tampa Bay, and he's been sacked a boatload of times just in the few games that he played in. So this Cleveland Browns defense, I mean, if we see any sight of the same Paul Cougar that we saw last week, this Browns defense can control this game, and this really should be one of the best defensive showings against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this coming Sunday for the Cleveland Browns. That's the way I'm seeing it. Because even this McCown, this guy's been, like I said, he's got 2 touchdowns in the 3 games he started, with 4 interceptions and was sacked 5 times. J-Rock Daddy. So you're looking at 18 sacks this Tampa Bay Buccaneers line has given up in the limited amount of the season that they played, which is about the halfway point right now. This is the week that this Cleveland Browns defense needs to unleash the power and get out there and kick some butt. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, LG. We're going to talk more about that a little bit later on. I got to go, but thank you very much for the phone call. Good stuff. Go Cavs, go Browns.
One more thing, J-Rock, Daddy.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the look on the faces of the Dallas Cowboy fans when they actually see Brandon Wheaton if he has to start a game. Because we lived it, we saw it, we experienced the nightmare. What a day to talk about nightmares on Halloween. And I got to tell you, so what? He came in and looked halfway decent last week for the limited time he played. He did the same thing against the Buffalo Bills.
I'm
Look
just
what
saying
happened
this,
the next couple of weeks.
LG,
Dallas, if you're listening to the J-Rock Daddy Show, you're in for a heck of a surprise.
LG, all I'm going to say is he didn't exactly be able to hand it off to DeMarco Murray in Cleveland, and he didn't exactly have Dez Bryant catching passes for him. He's got a little bit better to work with in Dallas. He's going to be okay as the backup. I think he's fine as the backup.
You know what, though, J-Rock Daddy? We're talking about if he starts, not as a backup. Here's what I want to tell you. Here's what I want to tell you.
For 1 week, they're good enough.
The pressure got to Tony Romo. He got beat up. You hit Wheaton 1 or 2 times. We see what happens.
He'll flip it. You know it. LG, I got to
go,
my man.
Have a good weekend, J-Rock Daddy. We'll see what happens with this Cleveland Cavaliers team tonight. But I got to tell you, it was pretty darn exciting to see LeBron James come back to the Q, baby.
Absolutely. LG, good phone call, my man. Thank you very much. All right, guys.
Bye-bye,
Halloween edition of the Sports Fix rolling on. Sports writer extraordinaire Jonathan Knight coming up on tap. Let's get to the break so I can get JK on the hotline. Let's get it rolling. We'll talk some Cavaliers here. We'll talk some Browns, too. The sports writer extraordinaire Jonathan Knight joins us next here on The Fix.
When it comes to Cleveland sports, we go from
You can't touch this.
to.
I can't watch this.
So listen to The Fix. It's easier on the eyes.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small business is the lifeblood of the community. So check them out, signsandship.com, or call Chris and Pam today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
Hey everybody, this is Jerry the King Lawler from WWE, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Fantasy sports lovers, you put so much time, hard work, and effort into playing week to week that it quickly stops being a fantasy and starts getting real. Real time spent making real decisions, creating real victory.
I'm the greatest man in the world!
And when the smoke clears, you want to show off those victories with a real prize. I mean, a really real prize.
Yeah.
Nobody does that like Fantasy Jocks. The crew over at Fantasy Jocks have beautiful, high-quality, and heavy-duty championship belts, rings, trophies, and so much more for all your fantasy sports needs.
The trophy's 12 feet high, and it is glorious!
Football, baseball, hoops, you name it, they have it. Plus, they have awesome draft kits and party supplies to make all your preseason activities the envy of everyone. If your league needs a ring, belt, or trophy, or you want to upgrade what you already have, there's literally only one place to go. If you're going to be a fantasy jock, do it right.
It's mine, the most magnificent belt ever created, and it's mine.
With America's fantasy sports superstore, fantasyjocks.com. The Sports Fix is on iHeartRadio. Download the free iHeart app today. Subscribe to the show and get your fix.
Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your automotive car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from 13 brands, and if you find the same tires at a lower price within 30 days, Quick Lane at Valley Ford will refund the difference. They're open late Monday through Thursday until 9 p.m. and open early Saturday so you can check it off your to-do list and get on with your day. They also have a newly remodeled service lounge and additional service bay just for Quick Lane oil changes. Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck is located at 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane. quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck. That's quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
You're listening to the Sports Fix.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock back with you guys. Going to be joined in just a few moments on the hotline by the sports writer extraordinaire, Jonathan Knight. Going to be in the house here in just a minute. We'll talk to him, get his thoughts on last night and the